the Ansar Allah government controls one of the most important maritime chokeholds in the world. It is one of 7 maritime chokeholds called the Bab al-Mandeb Strait, where around 10% of the world's global commercial activity passes. Every ship and every passage that goes through the Suez Canal from the Mediterranean to the Indian Ocean and vice versa has to pass through this very narrow 28-kilometer strip. So Yemen, understanding that there is a dire need to take any necessary step to prevent the ongoing slaughter of Palestinians in Gaza, decided to wage their own economic siege on the Red Sea. Now, this siege is monumental for many reasons, and I will acknowledge a scholar named Sina Rahmani for pointing this out, that Yemen itself had been under one of the most vicious and brutal forms of economic and political siege since 2015, until it was slightly restricted from 2022 onwards. So for a nation like Yemen, which had suffered extreme human-engineered famine, mass deaths and suffering, overtaking 300,000, upwards of maybe up close to 500,000 deaths, to wage their own siege in support of a humanitarian cause is unparalleled in the 21st century.
A civilized society with millions of people on the street demonstrating is a civil society who is saying no. And this is amazing that they are supporting the government while they know a retaliation from Israel, a retaliation from Americans and Brits can bring them even more economic hardship, even more isolation and sanctions. Can you explain this phenomena? Why there is so much popular support among this war-ridden nation for Palestine?
This shows, and as the videos that you're highlighting on screen today, is that if a government did not have the support and the representation that of the people that Ansar Allah did, you would not have 1 million people coming out in demonstration in solidarity. You would not see this kind of action. This is a key indicator that a force like Ansar Allah has the support of its masses, because there's no way you can garner 1 million people every single week and mobilize them onto the streets in support of a cause like Palestine the way that they have been doing. They are calling for Palestinian liberation, they're calling for military action, and the government is responding to the calls of people, unlike the anti-democratic regimes in the West that are suppressing through any means necessary the calls made by the people across the world in order to stop the genocide or to enact sanctions or impose any criminal sanctions against Israeli state for the war crimes it's committing and the ethnic cleansing.